welcome to Knit 1,
Part 2, Episode 58.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy on Ravelry and Penny Wendy 2 on Spark People.
Thank you.
On Draw Something.
Oh, yeah, I'm on Draw Something too, so.
I'm sorry, for Draw Something people out there, I did not play it all yesterday because I was worn out. But I'm still in the game, so don't worry, folks.
Yeah, I'm playing it. It's just not as frantic as it was, I suppose, is a good way of saying it.
Well, I have so many games going right now that I can only play for like an hour at a time.
So what I've been doing is I play them at work, and so I have my iPad positioned up here, and I have my computer for work right here.
Yeah.
So I have to do the search every night, looking for certain things.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the search and I'm playing at the same time. So I timed it. It took me over an hour and a half to do what I had done, and that's not even including all my nudges. I have like 15 nudges, but I'm not gonna nudge.
I can only get through half of my games now. Yeah, at one time, and then I have to I do a morning one and an evening one because I can't get through all of the ones that I have in one go. It's too long.
Well, the only reason I can do it is because I'm alone at night.
And there was an upgrade, and now you can write comments and stuff.
I know.
I love that.
And you can undo.
And you can go above 100. Did you notice?
Well, you can only go to 100.
Oh. Yeah. I thought it was going to go above 100.
It goes, each time it goes 100.
Oh,
100.
So now it can go above 99? Yeah. Wow, that's great.
I know.
All right.
Anyways.
849 members on the RAV group this week.
And if you're a new viewer, thanks for checking us out. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back each week and watching us.
Yes, and I have a shout out to Virginia Rose Jeans, who we were joking on Knit Night should marry Mr. Green Jeans, and then she would be Virginia Rose Jeans Green Jeans. I was like, I'm sure you've never heard that joke before. She has written a free pattern called Vanilla Latte Socks, and I'm showing this to you because this is a great, simple, easy cuff down pattern, and it's free. Looks wonderful with self-striping, and it adds a little interest to the just the plain.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Sneezing behind the scenes. Adds that little that little garter
texture
row. It adds a little interest to the thing. So yeah, Vanilla Latte Socks, free on Ravelry. Check it out. And she also has an Etsy shop called Absolute Wonder, where she sells bags, needle hook organizers, stitch markers, and other things. So you can check that out too. In fact, I purchased something from her shop, and I will show it to you when I get it.
I'm looking at your notes, and this is going to be a very short episode.
Yes, it is.
We both got basically nothing.
Nothing.
So I'm going to start off. Right now what I'm working on is I just knit a half a row on my Rebecca Danger musical, Jerry the Musical Monkey. This is his arm. I just knit half a row. That's all the progress I've done since last week. I will work on that more.
Eventually.
And, yes. And I'm not going to show you what I have because I'm going to put that in my finished objects since I got no finished objects. But I am also working on Wendy's sock, the Lotus Flower sock, right?
Yes.
Yes, because
it's
not the
changed
blossom.
It to.
Yeah. And I'm debating, somebody had mentioned or talked to her about, and put on the thread, about what it would look like doing it top down.
She wanted to know if there was a way to do the blossom top down, and you really can't.
You can't do the way
you can't reverse it, but if you do it upside down, it looks like a dragonfly.
It does. So I think I might try doing it cuff down.
I totally think you should.
And because it's the same motif, it's just going to look different depending on how you look at it. So I think I'm going to start that. Excuse me. This was a medium weight ball of Jingle Bell Socks that Rock Blue Moon fiber. I weighed my sock, my finished sock, and I'm hoping my scale's not lying. It said it was 73 grams. This ball itself here weighs in as 97 grams. Although I don't think that can be right. Doesn't look it, though.
I don't know.
So according to my scale, I'll have plenty.
You can check it on my scale. I have a digital
I think
scale.
I might do that. Well, I do too, but...
well, I mean, I'll just check if, see if it's the same result on two different scales.
Sure.
What?
I'm going to have to do that because now I'm starting to question how I weighed it.
Oh, okay. Well, check it on my
I'm wondering
scale.
if I weighed them separately or if I threw them on there together and it went from 73 to 97. And if that's the case, that would mean I'd have less than 30 grams left of that. No, this is more than 30.
That's way more than 30 grams.
So according to my scale, this is 97, which I'd have more, but it says that I would have 170 total, which according to my ball band, I should only have 155. Not that I'm complaining.
No.
And if it's not enough,
check out.
I have plenty more socks at Rock to do the toes with, so I'm not worried about that. But so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a cuff down.
I think you should. I think it'll be cool.
And of course, this is the Lotus Flower sock by Wendy Deeds.
Yep.
And it's $3.
$3 on Ravelry.
$3 on Ravelry. I used 1.5 size US 1.5, 2.25 millimeters. My hands are a little stiff, but it's well worth the tighter gauge to make them last longer. And I love how they came out. So that's what I'm working on.
So I have 3 things on the needle. I'm working on one of them right now. I finally started my Brachiosockus socks. And I'll show you the picture on the pattern again in case you don't remember from last week. They are Brachiosockus socks by Becca Evans. They are plain toe-up, self-striping socks with contrasting toe and heel and a little dinosaur motif on the leg. I cast them on yesterday. I am using Spinning Fates Shiva sock in the Vintage Valentine colorway. This was dyed exclusively for Knitting Is My Bag's Valentine Bag and More kit.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like that I'm going to use some of it for this, and I'm still going to have enough to make a pair of socks out of it because it's good yardage. So I'm using this for the toe, the heel, and the dinosaurs. And then I'm doing the main body of the sock in my I Love Fred colorway self-striping sock from Canon Dye Works. This was dyed exclusively for Proverbial Knits podcast, and the proceeds of this went to
$10 of it went to an animal shelter for cats, I believe.
Yes. So I started that yesterday, and I have done. I have the balls in my Yarn Owl from Diana Couture bags so that they don't get mixed up together. This is what I have so far.
I was going to say it reminds me of Neapolitan, but it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
But
it reminds me of Good and Plenty.
Which I have.
Yeah. There's actually, I think, who is it, Fiber Nymph?
Yes.
Dye Works does the Good and Plenty yarn. It's similar to that. So I'm going to show you. This is the back of the sock. So the toe is in the Spinning Fates, and I love it. It's almost exactly the same color as the pink in the sock, so it goes really well. And then the self-striping part starts with the white stripe, and then there's one row of pink, and then a black, and then a row of pink, like that. The only thing that I'm sad about is that I'm knitting 64 stitches on a 1.5 US, and the pink doesn't quite make it all the way around. It's like 10 stitches short. So that makes me sad. It's going to look funky. Right now it's on the front of the sock. Depending on how much of it's on the front or the back will depend on which side I do the afterthought heel. I want the front of the sock to be the one that has mostly the complete stripes.
Right.
And it's moving around, so at some point it's going to be on both sides. So I'm sad about that. It's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 11 stitches short of a complete row. It's not horrible, but I don't know. It just bothers my sense of symmetry. So I'm not happy about that. But I think these are going to be super cute socks. And it's not like the sock police are going to be looking to see if that pink stripe goes all the way around. So, deal with it. Whatever.
That's cute.
Yeah. And I think that the dinosaurs are going to show up really well because there's very little pink in there, so it won't interfere with the pattern too much. Because seriously, the colors are almost identical. I couldn't have had a better match on the sock yarn. So I'm enjoying that. And you can buy this pattern for $3 on Ravelry. And this was gifted to me by Becca, who you might also know as Knit Bites. She has a podcast, Knit Bites. And Becca, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's perfect. The perfect mindless small project for me to carry around with me. So that's that one. The second thing I've been working on I'll show you really quickly. Got no love this week at all. No. I did take it out of the bag on Monday, but I didn't actually knit on it. I took it out to show my friend Diane. I had coffee with her. It is the Creature Comforts cardigan. Oh,
pretty.
So pretty. In the Byzantine colorway. The pattern is available for $6 on Ravelry, and it was kindly gifted to me by Whimsical Rain. And I am knitting it on US 8 5mm needles, and the yarn is Madeline Tosh Vintage. And it's a great pattern. I have been really busy, and I'll tell you why, because of the third thing on my needles. So last week I showed you my shawlette that I was designing, and I had about this much of it done, except that it wasn't going to be the shape that I saw in my brain the way that I was doing it. So I ripped it all out, and I screwed around for like 2 days, and now I have this. And you can see the pattern is showing up in there. This I'm much happier with. But in the process of coming up with this, I thought of another way to do it that's also really pretty. So this might be another pattern for later down the road. But I showed it to my focus group of knitters on Virtual Knit Night, and we all agreed that we liked this one. Plus, this one is very simple to do for any level of knitter. I would say that this is a good project, a good shawlette project for a beginning knitter, but interesting enough for another knitter because it's mostly garter stitch, but you do a little fun thing at the end. So anyway, I'm doing this from String Theory Hand Dyed's Caper Sock in the Ruby Slippers colorway, which is really beautiful. And the Caper Sock is a merino cashmere nylon blend, and it is, in fact, my favorite yarn base. And I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I've been taking it along with me. I don't have to use the chart anymore because it's pretty easy to memorize the lace pattern once you've done it a couple of times. So, and I'm almost to the point where I don't have to increase anymore. Okay. So, it should cruise along after that. It would be done by now if I hadn't ripped it out and spent 2 days redesigning it. And kudos to people who put out designs so quickly. I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe if I become like a more experienced designer, it will be easier for me. But I feel like I have to rework everything from. It's like.
Well, I think the other thing from what I read on Wendy Knit's blog is she's always working on 1 or 2 in a head. So, do you know what I mean? It's not that she's only working on 1 at a time.
Yeah.
She's working on several at a time.
And like I'm doing 2 right here just because as I was knitting this one, I thought of a way to do it differently that I really liked. And then I had to stop and try it out because I am at the point where I have to knit a sample of it to visualize if it's doing the right thing. So, it's been really challenging. My next design is going to be a mitten, which I've already designed. I just have to write it up, so that won't take so long. But anyway, so the shawlette's a lot of fun, and it's still coming eventually to a test knit near you. It's going to take a while, but that's all I have on the needles this week.
So for Rate Your Dates, I have a PhD, project half done. So I finished 1 sock like I did promise.
Yay.
You guys last week. One of Wendy's sock, and actually, really, I booked on this one.
Yeah, you did.
Because I didn't even have, like, the toe.
Well, she put more room in between the rows, so
that'll
make it go a lot faster.
Yeah. More for mindless knitting. I put from...
I encourage you to do whatever works best for you. I'm all about modifying
I have a little
patterns.
bowl that I thought I wasn't going to fix, but I think I'm going to have to.
I think I would fix it. I love it. It reminds me of Christmas. Those are like Christmas socks.
Yeah, this is the Jingle Bell Rock sock, and oh boy, does that look red, but it really isn't that
There's
bright.
much more green in it. The camera's reading it out.
I forgot to put the overhead light on this time again.
Why.
So what I did is I did it further up the toe than she had written for, because...
She was worried that it would rub in her shoe.
Yeah, I just, right at the base of the big toe, right here. That's just where I was worried about it. I ended up increasing to 64 and then read the pattern and realized that, I need 1 more stitch on each side. So I did 1 repeat, then I put more rows in between, and then I did my repeats. I think I also did, before I started the short row heel, I did about a centimeter width of slip stitch.
Oh, yeah.
And then another centimeter above it.
Yeah.
It actually looks kind of nice off the thing. And then 15 rows of 2x2 ribbing. I just altered your pattern altogether.
That's fine.
I'm not a big fan of knitting through the back loop.
Oh, yeah. I like the twisted stitch look, but not... It's not
I do like the look.
You
I don't like
doing it?
Yeah, because it's not as mindless for
I
me.
have to say that I encourage people out there. That's like the lady who was saying, I'd like to knit a cuff down. I'm like, do it. Like, I don't...
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I did 15 rows of 2x2 ribbing, so I'll start that with the cuff, and then I'll do what I did on my pattern, and my modifications will be written in my notes.
Yeah.
I did this on a 1.5. It's all nice and squishy. And
pretty.
It is almost exactly half, which you said in your pattern.
That's a rule of thumb.
Yeah, I strive for that.
I, on the other hand, never follow that rule of thumb, but I know there are a lot of people out there that aren't sure how... They like you to tell them how long to make the legs, so I gave them that rule of thumb.
Yeah, I tend to either go just about the rule of thumb or a little longer. But I really like the spiraling of this color.
Yeah, I love how it came out. It looks like candy cane.
Yeah.
I love it. Those are the most Christmassy socks I've ever seen.
The Jingle Bells socks.
I know.
And it's nice and dense.
Yeah, those will really well. I've never blown a hole through any of my socks at Rocks.
As much as I wear my other socks at Rocks that I've made, yeah.
And
calling it Jitterbug, the one your mom made.
The Jitterbugs are really tough.
It's the same, what is it, 4-ply? Is that what it is? 4-ply with the twist?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So I love these. And so next week you'll see, hopefully finished. That would be great.
The upside down version.
I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah.
So.
I think that'll be totally cool.
My 2 pairs of socks.
They look like little dragonflies when you do
will look like this.
No, you got to turn it the upside down way.
They were upside down.
Well, the front isn't because you folded it up.
No, it is. See?
No, that's right side up. That one is right side up. This one is upside down.
I know, but I'm trying to show it in comparison.
Oh, I didn't see what you were doing there.
I'm trying to show the comparison of what it will look like. So this...
That's the right side up one.
And this will be what it... No, the other way around. Sorry.
The one in the back is the upside down one.
I can't get it. There we go.
This is right side up. This is upside down.
Right.
There
Correct.
you go.
So that's what my pair of socks will look like.
That'll be cool.
So, yeah, it won't be so bad.
No, it'll be fun.
So that's what I'm going to start on tonight because I'm working.
And that way, if you want to do yours cuff down, Sheila will have instructions in her notes.
Well, I'm going to stay with the same stitch pattern that you did.
She'll just do a cuff down.
What it will look down.
Yeah.
Look like down. And unfortunately, I'm not doing it per her notes, but you just reverse it.
Yeah.
You knit whatever.
You just knit a cuff down sock.
Yeah. And do the short row heel.
Short row heel the same way.
Yeah,
it'll be exactly the same.
Exactly. So that's my PhD project half done.
And I have nothing to rate because I spent so much time ripping out and re-knitting my shawlette that I didn't finish anything. Not that I had anything that was anywhere near being finished. So
yeah, that was the only thing that I had close to being finished.
That's it for me. Whirlwind Romances. I do have almost all of the guiters spun up in the variegated colorway. I have, Sheila can see it on my wheel over there, I have like half an ounce left. It's hanging off my wheel. The bobbins I'm trying to get it all in one bobbin, but I think I'm going to have to bust out a second bobbin.
Oh, really?
It's getting really full.
Now, who's that from?
That's from Into the World, and it is a Polworth silk blend, and I'm not going to show it to you again because I already showed it to you once. I'll show it to you when the bobbin's completely done. And then I have, so I had 4 ounces of that, and then I have 4 ounces of the semi-solid coordinating colorway to spin, and then I'll apply them together to ply. So I'm working on that. I spun for like 5 hours after my PT said I could do it, and my leg hurt, so I probably overdid.
Yeah. 5 hours?
5 hours. Yeah, but I just was so happy to be spinning again.
I know. How's your leg now?
My leg's been sore because I started driving on Monday. And I also went out one day and I didn't feel like putting my brace on. So I walked around with no brace, and that was actually made my leg really tired.
Now, would you be able to wear the brace that you were wearing before the surgery?
I mean, I guess I could, but it's not really, doesn't protect my leg enough.
Okay.
And that's only really good for keeping my leg from bending backwards.
But I was just thinking that if, for the days that you don't want to wear your brace, maybe
well,
wear a lighter brace.
I'm allowed to wear my brace. I'm allowed to go without my brace in the house. And walk around as much as I want in the house.
Not outside of the house.
Outside of the house, if I'm only going to walk, like he told me, if I'm only going to walk from like the car to the mailbox or whatever, I don't have to wear my brace. I don't have to wear my brace when I drive. Obviously, it would be really hard to drive with it. But if I'm going to be walking any kind of a distance, like if I'm going to do grocery shopping or if I have to walk like 3 blocks to get to the kids' school, I need to have the brace on. And the brace is locked right now. I don't have permission to unlock it, so it's completely straight when I walk. It's really uncomfortable. That's why I don't like wearing it. Also, if I'm wearing clothing, it slides down to my ankle. If I have a shorts on and some of it's on the bare leg, the skin is enough traction against the foam so it stays up, so it's not as annoying. And I also have a cane. And the cane is to just take a little bit of the full weight of my body off of my bad leg. The only function of the brace right now is to, in the event that I tripped and fell or somebody ran into me, it's to keep my leg from going sideways because I've only been post-surgery 4 weeks, and I have that tendon, which is working great for me, is only held into my leg by 2 screws.
Oh, okay.
And the screws are slowly dissolving as the bone slowly fills in the hole. And that's why for the first 6 months, you have to be really careful because you could undo everything if you fell the wrong way. So I totally get why I have to wear the brace to protect my leg. I do not like having it locked. I'm pretty sure that it will be unlocked. I'll be allowed to use it unlocked after I see my doctor. I think I'm seeing him next week. Yeah, I think I'm seeing him next week. He'll probably tell me, unlock the thing. And then I'll be happier with it. It'll be easier to walk around with it. It won't be quite so much of a hassle, whatever. But, every once in a while, my leg, I can go up and down stairs now like a normal person. I don't have to do that one step at a time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm riding 30 minutes a day on my stationary bike, and I do another hour of PT on top of that. So that's like an hour and a half of PT every day. So it's not like it's weak and I can't do it. The problem is that it gets tired faster, and if I fell or somebody ran into me or something happened where I twisted my leg the wrong way, I could hurt myself really. I would have this surgery all over again. Oof. And that will never happen. I'm telling you right now, I'm never going to do anything that will jeopardize this leg again. So yeah, that's my little grumble. That probably would have been better in heartbreaks because I'm really frustrated. I also have to sleep with the brace on and locked straight. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's
hopefully
nice.
That will end too. I think he's afraid that I will either twist my leg when I'm sleeping or that if I bend my leg all night, it'll stretch out the tendon. I'm not sure. One of those two things. Probably why. I just listen to what he says and try to suffer through it. But let me tell you, sleeping with your leg locked completely straight in a giant brace is not comfortable. So anyway, that's it for my whirlwind romance. And I have no future dates. I'm just going to throw that in there. I got nothing.
I have no real future dates either. I still plan on doing the slippers that I had mentioned, which were the ballet slippers, French press slippers. I had to think of the name.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I think I will wait for either the monkey to be done or the sock to be done before I start that.
Yeah, you don't want to have too many things going on at once.
Well, the way I'm knitting, I don't, because I'm really only focusing one project at a time lately. I'm still reading a lot.
Yeah.
But I have been able to do reading and knitting at the same time because what I've been reading has been on my iPad and I can prop that up.
Yeah.
But I do have to finish the mystery novels that I
have.
Right. I haven't finished those. So I'm still slowly behind on my podcast. I'm sorry.
I know, me too. I'm really behind. I haven't had time.
My goal today is to at least catch up on all the most recent of the podcasts tonight. And I am working double Friday and Saturday. So this week I'm waiting for a book to come in from the library. So hopefully that's what I will be doing. Cool. So that's my future date is still the French pressed. And that hopefully won't take too long because you're knitting 2 strands at a time, seaming it really quick. And let's face it, it doesn't have to be the most beautiful seams.
Not if you're going to felt it. You can just basically cobble it together. It'll be fine.
And then I want to start focusing on, I think I have to start focusing on the end of the teacher's year.
Oh, you have teacher, yes. I just got something in the mail. I will be sending in my usual $20. Because that's how I roll. I
have five teachers, because Max has one and Zachary's got 4.
And speaking of teachers, in a weird twist of fate, I just have to point this out because it is really a coincidence.
I was going to put that in.
It was really
a gossip and innuendo.
It's really a coincidence. Sheila and I do not live in the same town. We live about 20 minutes away from each other. Yeah. My principal announced a few weeks ago that he was applying for a job at Sheila's son's school, and that he's moving over to her school, which I just think is how ridiculous is that?
Yeah, he's moving, I don't know when, and so it's quite interesting at that. Zachary's only going to be in that school one more year.
And I'm looking forward to getting a new principal.
Let's just put it that way.
Let's just put it that way, and that's all I have to say about
that. I am
that.
interested in, because they did post his picture. The gentleman
in another weird coincidence.
Yeah, talk about, what is it, the 6 degrees of separation? This gentleman who is moving to our school and who was in her school is actually a son of a former coworker when I used to work. I worked at this company for 7 years before I had to leave for Zachary.
Yeah.
For Zachary's illnesses, and as far as I know, this gentleman still works. So it's kind of funny how that all
I know. It's like this weird coincidence on multiple levels.
So I'm actually looking forward to seeing him, just to say, hey, I know your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad. I said hi. And his dad should remember me. I was there for 7 years. So.
Yeah. And he is a really nice man. He's very personable.
Just some issues, and it shouldn't involve
Zachary
so much, because Zachary's situation is settled.
He was not popular at our school.
Which kind of gets me worried. And I kept telling Wendy, I said, well, he's one of 6 candidates, really.
Because you have to understand, when I found out he was leaving, I was like, yay! And then a few sentences down, I was like, to Wilmington, I was like, oh.
So she called me up right away.
Like, what school does Zachary go to? Are they looking for a principal? And she's like, why? Yeah.
We have been for a couple of years now. And so when I got the email that he
me.
was accepting, I'm like, Wendy!
I'm like, I don't know whether to say yay or oh, I'm so sorry.
But because of the certain situations that people weren't happy, it doesn't involve Zachary directly. So
no, and maybe he's learned from his experience at our school. This was his first school. I've had him for 4 years.
But your issues really resolved about 2 years. Not resolved. Came to forefront a year and a half ago.
I found out about the issues. Yeah. I don't know what was going on before then because I didn't get involved.
So hopefully you won't be hearing me next year moaning and groaning.
My school is his first school that he was a principal of, and I don't think there was a very good infrastructure in my school because it's very small. It's a neighborhood school. There are only 300 students in the entire school, and it's 6 grades.
Yeah.
So he's moving to a school that's much larger with a lot better infrastructure, and I think it's less likely that it will be problematic for him to transition.
I think it's going to have more support.
More support, more guidance.
Yeah.
Less leeway to do anything crazy that makes parents angry.
And there's what we call, they don't call it an assistant principal, they call it a head teacher.
Yeah.
And there is a head teacher that's been there for several years that will probably keep him on the straight and narrow if need be.
And unfortunately, our head teacher was not a good blend with him.
Right, so there was a lot of things against him.
There was a lot of problems.
But we just can't help but find this funny.
He's a very nice man, however, and I do think that he has really great ideas on how to improve the school. And the one thing that he did for our school that's been really wonderful is that there is the something-based learning.
Language-based.
Language-based learning. He was a big promoter of establishing a language-based learning classroom. It's dedicated to that for students who need that kind of special ed. And we are the only school in our district that does that. And he he, pushed it through so that we have all of the language-based learning children in our school. And that is a really wonderful thing that he did.
And see, we have language-based learning at our school. That's actually Zachary's classroom is language-based. So this will work. So he doesn't have to, he'll just support it.
Right. But it was really good that that was one of the really positive things that he did for our school. He's just a terrible communicator. And I think that's why, it's not that he was a bad principal. I think that he just rubbed people the wrong way.
And I don't think he had the support when he needed the support.
Well, let's just say some of the support might have been actively working against it.
Right. So, anyways.
So, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Plus, I point out she will only have to deal with him for 1 year.
And I probably won't even deal with him because I don't even deal with the principal now.
And had he stayed in my school district, I would have had to deal with him for 5 more years. So I'm devoutly grateful.
Yeah, I don't even, the current principal now, we don't even deal with. Anything that's dealt with Zachary is dealt through the special ed education system. Yes. And,
I think your experience is just going to be so much better because you have a much bigger school with much more infrastructure than my school. My school's tiny.
The way our system works is we only have 2 school districts for the whole town, and we have three schools that go from kindergarten to 5th grade. So kindergarten and preschool is one school, 1 through 3rd is another, and 4th and 5th are a third. And he will be the principal for the 2 schools, preschool through 3rd.
Yeah. See, in my district, we have 5 schools that are K through 5, and but they're neighborhood schools. So none of them. I think ours is. If ours is not the smallest, it's the second smallest, and I think we have less than 300 kids. Which is a very small school considering that we have 2 classes and 6 grades that it's covering.
Right.
So, the odds of us interacting with the principal were much greater in that situation. So
that goes into your crush and heartbreak.
I guess that would be my. It's a crush and a heartbreak. I'm excited that he's leaving. I'm sad that I don't. I hope that he has a better experience at Sheila's school. I feel bad that he went to Sheila's
goes well.
School.
Well,
it'll go well.
It will go well.
They wouldn't have hired him if they didn't think he had merit. And like I said, personality-wise, he's a very nice man. He just is a terrible communicator. And I think the biggest problem that he had is he rubbed people the wrong way. It's not necessarily that he was doing a bad job. The way that he did things rubbed people the wrong way. When you look at it objectively, what he did for the school was really good.
Right.
So it's not like he's going to wreck your school.
They wouldn't let him.
No, they wouldn't.
Because, again, there's too much infrastructure.
No, you have much more infrastructure than we did. It's going to be fun.
My crushes is my dad is here. Hi, Dad.
Yay!
Flew in from China on Sunday. And glad to see him here. Glad to hopefully have some fun.
Welcome back. Yeah. Stateside.
Yeah.
How long is he here this time?
He's probably typical 3 to 4 weeks to deal with his taxes and other appointments and stuff.
Yeah.
And your mom left today?
I took my mom to the airport this morning. Thank you, Mom, for taking care of me. She's probably very relieved to be going back home. Had a little mini heartbreak. My mom and I made an appointment to have a pedicure on Monday. There's a really nice salon that came in. It's less than a year old. It's down the street from me. And I've been wanting to go there. I used to get a mani-pedi every week when I was working. I don't do that now because, what's the point? But I like to do it once in a while. My mom had never had a pedicure until she was in Florida.
Oh, really?
And she was like, I really enjoyed it. So I said, when you're here, let's do a mani-pedi. So we booked one in, and when she woke up on Monday morning, she was sick. Throwing up sick. Fortunately, Jack he was sick earlier, and he'd gotten some of those Zofran. So my mom took one, so she was able to not throw up. We went to the pedicure, but about 3/4 of the way through, my mom was like, she was feeling sick again. She didn't throw up again, but she was feeling really sick. So we got done with that, and I felt really bad, and she kind of spent the rest of Monday in bed, and she wasn't feeling so hot yesterday. I took her out to lunch yesterday, and all she had was Sprite. I know. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. She didn't have her appetite back. She was feeling much better today, but I drove her to the airport at 5:45 this morning. So She is probably flying home as we record this, and I'm sure she is going to be glad to be sleeping in her own bed and have access to her own car and her own things and see my dad again, and it'll be good. So, thanks for taking care of me, Mom, and see you soon. Baubles and Bling, do you have anything?
I'm still waiting for my I Love Fred yarn. I'm getting very irritated, and I will be sending a PM just out of curiosity on where it is, because I was looking back through her posts and her thread, and I purchased this around the 15th of February, and we're running into 2.5 months. And what irritates me is 21 days ago, she said she was getting the base. You know, and I can understand that bases don't always come in when they're supposed to come in, and that she was going to be sending it out that was a Tuesday, and she was going to be sending out shipments the following Monday.
But it's been like 2.5 weeks and nothing has gone out. So.
What really irritates me is that was the last she said about it. That's 3 weeks ago. 21 days, 3 weeks ago is the last that she's mentioned. Not the base hasn't come in yet, or they had a problem, not that I've dyed it. And on the site, Proverbial Knitter, there's a thread, I Love Fred Yarn. That's where she's been posting her updates. If she just posts that, it gives us all a place to find out what's going on. So I am starting to get a little irritated with it. I understand she had almost 100 skeins to dye up between the two bases. I understand it's a lot. I'm really upset about the lack of communication.
Lack of communication. The issue with the yarn is that it was a pre-order, so we knew that there would be some delay between ordering it and getting it. There wasn't a lot of communication about how long that was going to take, and I didn't know. I wasn't like paying attention to it, but I didn't realize. I forgot all about it until I got my shipping notice.
I'm very aware of it because anytime I spend money,
and she bought the more
I bought the
expensive
cashmere base because I said I was going to treat myself to a self-striping pink, white, and black yarn for my feet. Because let's face it, cashmere to me does not really belong on feet. But I was going to spend the money on this luxury yarn for my feet, and I'm still going to do it because really striping yarn. What else? I mean, besides a nice scarf. So I'm a little upset about it. So I'm still waiting for my baubles and bling.
Yeah, it's kind of a downer.
So again, if anyone knows anything, Lois, I know you're waiting for yours as well.
Let us know.
If you've heard anything or spoken to anyone about it, just...
And we will update you next week if she hears from...
yeah, if I get any information, I'll let you know. But other than that...
But yeah, it's communication.
Heartbreaking.
Communication is always the key. And so let's see. I do have baubles and bling. The first thing I want to say thank you to Dawn from Knit and Wolf, who it's also a podcast that you should watch. She sent me some more lavender lotion, and I'm glad that she did because I only had like this much left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been using it. I was saying I love it so much.
I know.
I've been using it for my leg. My surgical leg is so dry.
Can I use some?
Yeah. Feel free. I've been using it on my legs and on my hands, and especially on my elbows for when I was in bed.
Yeah.
Like they were getting dry where they were propping me up. And I love it because I think lavender is supposed to be a scent that relaxes you.
Yes.
I think this is like the best stuff if you're recovering from something. And Dawn was so sweet. She sent me another little batch of it. This is the big guy. So, yeah, thank you, Dawn. You are so sweet. So check out Knitting Wolf.
It's nice because it's nice and thick, but it's not oily.
Yes. Wolf Farms on wolffarms.com, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
And she makes a lot of other scents if you don't like lavender. I know
Cucumber melon is another
all of
one
her
my
stuff
favorites.
smells so real, though. Like,
yeah, this smells like
just
real
like
lavender.
Real lavender. She
Take
uses essential oils, and her stuff smells really real. I gave my mom the Vintage Valentine, the old roses that came with my Bag and More kit. My mom loves that stuff.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, I might have to get her some for Christmas. Oh, Mom, you didn't hear that.
I like the cucumber melon. It's just
yes.
Smells...
Oh, I like that. The almond.
Oh, the one that you could just like. Oh, what was it?
What's it called? Cherry almond. It tastes like
Smells like
It smells like that little what's that stuff? Marzipan.
Marzipan. It smells like you could eat it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. But lavender is by far my favorite, and I think it's a relaxing smell. And I think that it has really improved my attitude while I've been recovering. So thank you, Dawn. So that's one thing that I got. The next thing that I got is way over here. It is Into the World Club Time. I love this. This is my favorite color. I keep saying this, but this is my favorite colorway she's dyed so far. Look how gorgeous this is. This is called Serenity. And in this 3-month span of the club, isn't it gorgeous? I'm going to fractal ply this. I think it'll be beautiful fractal plied. This iteration of the club is based on inspirational photographs of the TV show Serenity.
Oh, okay.
And this one is just called Serenity. And what happens in the club is, for those people who are not in it, is that members in the club choose inspirational photos that they like, and we all vote on them. And she picks the 3 that have the most votes. And then she does the 4th one is a dyer's choice, and she picks one of the images that didn't win, and she does that. And so this is the first of the 4 months of Serenity themed stuff, and this was my favorite one of the photos that won, and I love this colorway. I think that this is going to bump up on the list because the next thing on my wheel is my other thing that I got, which is a loop bullseye bat. Everybody's been getting these. I've seen them on all the podcaster shows. I've looked a few times, but I've never seen one that really appealed to me.
This one's nice.
But this is from the Completely Twisted and Arbitrary Spinners group. They are doing a spin-along, and the theme was kaleidoscope. And this one is based on a photograph that someone submitted. They do the same thing where you submit photos for inspiration. This is called Kaleidoscope Eyes. I got it with glitter. You can see it glistening. It's not a lot of sparkle. It's just enough. And there's the center pull. And I love this. I love these colors. I love that like totally greenish turquoise pop in the middle. I think it's going to be really pretty. So this is next up on my spinning wheel after I finish the guider and the 2-ply that I'm working on. So I really, which is another reason I spun for 5 hours the other day, because I am dying. I need to have 2 wheels so that I can have 2 projects on it. Either that or a lot more bobbins. Nope,
I'd say it's cheaper to get more bobbins than it is
I
to
know.
get another wheel.
Actually, I saw this spinning wheel on the Golding website. Oh my God. It was only $7,800, but I thought I really need to have that spinning wheel. So yes, Loop on Etsy. Unfortunately, this is a limited edition colorway. I do think she's going to do another run of these for people who are in the group. So if you're in Completely Twisted and Arbitrary, you can get one. So maybe you could join the group before she runs that, and then you can get one. And then the third thing that I got, this is from Butterfly Girl Designs. I got it backwards. And this is one of her luxury bats. And this is amazing, 70% merino, 10% silk, 10% cashmere, and 10% camel. And it is so soft. And it's just a natural color. I'm looking forward to spinning that at some time. It's really soft. I've never spun camel or real cashmere, so I'm kind of excited about it. It's very fluffy. And I thought it was a really good, price, and I think it would make a nice shawlette. You know, maybe I'll make something for my sister, my new sister-in-law, who's getting married this summer. Maybe I'll make her a lace.
That would be nice.
I don't know. I say that, but who knows if I'll actually get around to it in time. But it would be, I don't know. I bought it mostly, it's 3.3 ounces. I bought it mostly because it's bases that I haven't spun. So I think that, yes, that is it for my baubles and bling. I had a lot this week. And I bought something for next week too. Hopefully it'll get here by then.
I forgot about my other bauble and bling, just to let everyone know that I am keeping that second club shipment.
Did they say you could keep it?
Yay! I'm not keeping it.
I totally tried to get Sheila to give it to me, but she said no. It was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot. Kudos. A for effort. I sent them an email back stating to them what happened, that the post office refused. Okay, this is what happened. You didn't hear about it. I sent it back to them saying return to sender.
Yeah.
Post office brought it back to me saying was opened, need more shipping.
Yeah.
And I was not about to pay for shipping for something that I sent out. I was more than happy to print out a label.
Yeah.
And send it back to them if they wanted. They said, no, congratulations, you are now the owner of a second club. So it is still wrapped in its UPS priority shipping bag.
Yeah.
Because I didn't untape it from when I sent it back. So it's got the pattern and the yarn. I am keeping it that way. It's going to be nice to have 400 yards of one colorway. But I'll just keep it there in case maybe a future giveaway or a future gift somewhere. If anything that I give away, I'll definitely be giving the patterns away. I don't need two copies of patterns. So if I don't give the whole package away, which I'm still up in the air about.
If you give the whole package away, you should give it away to me. I can't remember what color the yarn was this month. Which one was it?
Oh, I don't. It was it's their spring one. It was based on some blossoms. It's really pretty.
What color?
It's called Hocus Pocus. I think no, it wasn't Hocus Pocus.
Crocus Pocus?
No.
What colors were?
They were pinks and grays and browns and oranges.
Oh yeah, I do like that. Yeah. That's right. I do want that. That'd be a good Christmas present for me, or a birthday present because the trifecta is coming up.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
2 weeks trifecta, everybody.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Sorry. Discussion. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see if I can actually. So I am keeping it. It is in its package that was sent to me. I don't even know what the ball band says because they put things underneath the ball band. I haven't opened it at all.
Yeah.
Except for to look that it was indeed a new package. Yeah, this is.
It's hard to see that, but yes, that's a very pretty.
It's very pretty. So I'm just keeping it there to marinate. Let's put it that way.
That's a good idea.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. And the other reason, if it was lightweight, I probably would either give it to you or give it away. But it's medium weight. There lies the problem. I love my medium weight.
Yeah, well,
and
they better make sure they don't accidentally send you another club next month. How did that happen?
I don't know. They said something about they were having issues with their shipping program. I'm like,
well,
hey,
it's because didn't they send out crazy shipping labels the last time?
Well, yeah, the last time I got 4 shipping labels. This time I didn't get one label or one notification that it was shipping. But yet, I got 2 packages. Yeah, here it is. Here's
it does sound like they're having problems.
So thank you, Blue Moon Fiber Arts.
Thank you for
this is where karma comes back because I was doing the right thing and it came back to me.
That's
that was should have been part of my baubles and blings.
That's good customer service.
It is really, and they're also in turmoil. They've lost a lot of people within the last few months. Some long-term people.
The company.
Yeah. So
I'm sure it's going crazy, but I hope that they straighten everything out.
Yeah.
I hope that you were the only person they accidentally sent 2 clubs to.
Can you imagine that?
That would be a problem.
It would be a lot of money. So other than that, gossiping and innuendo, I just want to say happy birthday to my mom. Today would have been my mom's 66th birthday. And so I mentioned it to my son Zachary, and he's like, we need to have a cake.
Oh.
So we're going to have a small cake in my mom's honor. And he goes, I wish she could come here. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, you don't.
She will be here in spirit. And he keeps saying he wishes he could be with her. And I'm like, sweetheart, no, really.
No, you don't.
I don't want that.
Please don't say that.
I don't want that. So we're going to have a birthday cake in my mom's honor today to wish her a happy birthday. And May 4th will be 10 years that she had passed away. And it goes by so quick. My father thought it was only 6.
Yeah.
I mean, my mother and my father were divorced, but it still has to hurt him a little. I mean, he did love her once.
He did have children with her.
He has 3 children.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a big life thing.
So for my mom, I wish you a happy birthday. And hopefully I know she's watching out for us.
Of course
really,
she is.
I wouldn't have my second son if she wasn't.
That's right. I think she's looking out for him.
I think, things happen for a reason. And so, happy birthday, Mom.
And gossip and innuendo.
That was my gossip, yeah.
I want to make a little announcement. New Hampshire Sheep and Wool is going to be May 12th and 13th this year at the Deerfield Fairgrounds in New Hampshire, which is a new location. It is not the same fairgrounds as last year. It is close to Manchester, so that's actually good. Is
it closer to us?
I don't think it's that much closer, but it's a little closer. Now that you asked me, I'm not going to be able to remember it. I can't remember. I'm going to try to go to the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. If anybody else is going, let me know, and we'll maybe do a meetup. Just leave a message in the thread. And then the other Sheep and Wool that's coming up is the Mass Sheep and Wool, which is on May 26th and 27th at the Cummington Fairgrounds in Cummington, Massachusetts. I'm definitely going to that one. Sheila's going to try to go to that one.
Oh, no, I'm definitely planning on the Mass Sheep and Wool. It's the New Hampshire. They're weekends,
two
weekend apart.
2 weekends apart.
And I can't do that with my family, unfortunately, because I do have a commitment of being a coach for soccer. So
well, I am really lucky in that the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool on May 12th and 13th falls onto the trifecta. And for those of you who don't know me, the trifecta is what my husband calls the weekend of the 11th, 12th, and 13th. And the reason that he calls it that is because May 11th is my wedding anniversary, May 12th is my birthday, and May 13th is usually Mother's Day.
Or somewhere
around that. So this is like one of the weeks when it's like bing, bing, bing. So it's the gift trifecta is what he calls it. We hadn't been able to go. I think I was in Germany last year, so I didn't go last year. We usually try to go. The kids enjoy it, so I'll have my family with me most likely. And unless Sheila goes with me, then I'll just go with her and leave everybody.
Unless we take both families.
Oh yeah, then that would be fun.
It would have to be on a Sunday though.
Yeah, we would probably go on the.
Yeah, because again, I can't take Max out of soccer, and his soccer is if it's not 1:30, it's 4:00 this year.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, it's fun. If anybody's going, leave a message on the group for either one. And we're gonna see Melissa from His and Hers podcast, and probably Sean too. Sorry, Sean, and Sean too. And we might actually see Melissa
earlier,
this weekend.
hopefully. Not this weekend.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I can't keep track of dates.
May 4th weekend for me is just gonna be a nightmare.
It's gonna be a big weekend.
Yes.
So that's the sheeps and wools coming up. The next thing is the Please Take This Book giveaway. This is a really nice book, but everyone who wins it already owns it. Probably gets such a nice book. Everybody already has it. This is a $29.95 value.
So instead of just trying to give it away
to
any
someone
arbitrarily contest we have, we are going to specifically open up a thread for anyone who would like to have this book and who does not already own it.
Yes. Put your post in the thread that you want it, and I will draw a name.
All you have to say is me. I want whatever.
I want the book. It's really nice.
It is. It's a very nice book. I've actually made
those dishcloths.
That dishcloth.
And I am only giving it away because I have 2 copies of this.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law gave me one, and I bought one without realizing that I owned a copy. So I'm giving it away. So
we will open up a separate thread for this. Just no comments. Just write. Meaning no talk back to each other. Just write. I want it.
One post for each person.
Yeah. Whatever.
Just post in there that you want the book. And then the next thing is we're going to do something different next week. I think a lot of you remember the wrought iron cardigan that I knit that was designed by Stephanie Talent, and it was a test knit for her of a design in California Revival Knits, which we were hoping was coming out in February. The PDF is now available. I have a copy of the PDF in my hot little hands. I am having it professionally printed out because it's 112 pages long. And I'm having it bound so that I have like a nice copy of it. But I am going to be reviewing that next week. I will show off my sweater, which I actually busted the sweater out yesterday because it was cold enough.
Yeah, it's been chilly here.
It's been chilly. I wore the sweater yesterday. I will wear it on the show to show it off. I'm going to do a review of the book, and we have been given 1 copy of the PDF book to give away. So that's all going to take place next week.
Yeah, so we'll put a thread in next week.
I just wanted to preview of it. If you're interested, if you can't wait and you want to get it now, you can order it through Ravelry. Just look under designer Stephanie Talent, STEPHANNIE. Talent is TALLENT. And if you look in our past episodes, we probably linked it too. So, that's something to look forward to next week. So don't forget about the book. If you want the book, please put your name in for it. I don't care where you live. You can live in, like, Antarctica. I will send it to you. I feel bad that this book is just sitting in my house with no one to use it.
That's funny. Also, starting in May, Wendy and I talked, so May 1st is next Tuesday. So May 2nd will be the next time we record, give or take. And we've decided that we're going to start a new knit-along since the knit-alongs seem to go really well.
Yep.
And we talked yesterday that we were going to do a stranded work knit-along.
Stranded color work.
Stranded color work. So anything that deals with more than one color in a line.
Right, you have to have two different colors.
Basically what she's doing, her Brachiosockus.
When I get to the part with the dinosaurs, and you know, like I did those county mittens.
Yeah.
Even though that's the same yarn, it's two different strands of yarn in the same one. This would be an example.
Fiddlehead fern mittens, which I love. But anything that
has color work in it, and it doesn't have to be all color work. It can just have like a section of color work,
right?
As long as it's like
about an inch.
As long as it's more than like one row.
Yeah. There's some more. So what I'm looking at is just Ravelry has popular patterns tagged with stranded, and that's what I plugged in.
We thought it would be good. I know a lot of people don't do color work. This is a good opportunity to challenge yourself, but you don't have to be too crazy. Like the Brachiosockus socks, the color work is limited to that little section right up underneath the ribbing. So this would actually, if you like knitting socks, this would be a really good one to try because you don't have a lot of color work on there.
Yeah, and some people have ornaments. I know Knitting Samurai was doing stranded ornaments over Christmas.
Yep, you could knit a hat, you could knit a cowl, you could knit
There's a Kindle TARDIS case.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
Which is kind of cute.
You could do a ball band dishcloth. Sheila was suggesting.
Well, that one, the ball band one actually is slip stitching.
Stitch?
You can't really. That doesn't
that's
qualify.
Not really stranded.
So slip stitching doesn't qualify.
But you could do a stranded dishcloth. I don't know if they make them, but
I'm sure they do. Are you kidding?
Or you could do a square for quilt or something.
Yeah, there's enough.
If you're doing that hexapuff thing, I know they have some stranded stuff that you can do that on.
Yeah, and there's tons of hats, mittens, socks. So anything that's stranding that, there's, what's that name? It's from Doctor Who, that little exterminate thing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of his name, but they had one of
Daleks.
those. Yep. And here it looks like a pot holder. That's stranded work.
Yeah, or a coaster maybe. See, anything like that.
Anything that's got color work there.
Yep.
At least two colors.
Two colors in a row. Two different
row.
strands in a
So
row.
that will be, we'll do that May.
May.
We'll just do the month of
May. For the month of May.
Month of May, we'll come up with something for June.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So yeah, that's what we're thinking of for our knit along there.
It'll be awesome.
And that's about it. That's all I have.
I got a lot more done. Sadly, the striping is now not working on the front.
Oh no.
I'm very sad about that. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
That's all that we have for this week. If you could please leave us a comment or star rating on iTunes if you're watching iTunes. If you're watching iTunes and want to check out our blog, it's knitonehheart2.blogspot.com. All information for contacts is above my head. Don't pick my
And if
nose.
you want to join our group, you can join our group over by me. And otherwise, we will see you next week.
Knit with Heart.
Knit with Heart. Bye.
Bye.